I'm here with Sallie Beth Shore, Unitarian Universalist minister, and someone who's been using appreciative inquiry for the past couple of years in her work. And in this part of our interview, we're going to talk about her innovations and the way she's been able to fold appreciative inquiry into the work she's been doing for a long time. So Sallie Beth, what about that?
I think sometimes we dream a little carefully, or we dream a little small, because one, we have the chatter in our heads of all the things that didn't work before, or all the even more so as human beings, we're really good at worrying about the bad things that could happen. And there's a place for that. Those things are important to learn lessons and to be avoidant. And yet people that are called in religious community should not be about risk avoidance. Risk avoidance holds us back. And appreciative inquiry doesn't say don't pay attention to the risk, but it asks us to focus more intently on possibility. And first putting people in the individual mindset of looking back to what's been working in the past, then people are ready to move forward without putting so much stock or faith or energy into what might go wrong. That frees up their energy into, wow, what might go right here?
Yeah.
What about this ministry that we want to create for whatever population the church has a passion for working with in their communities? And so I'm really excited about that. I think what we're going to do in the church that I'm actually a member of right now and not working in is just start with a small practice group, an introduction to AI, because it is such a people need to learn about it first before they're called into actually practicing it. This idea of one of the most powerful ideas is just a simple reframing. When people, instead of framing our interpretations on what's not working, let's just ask people to look at what's working. It's been sort of haunting me for years, even before appreciative inquiry, but now appreciative inquiry has allowed me to be a much better articulator, I think, of the power of looking for and finding the good and the amazing in other human beings. And okay, so here's a good example of something that I think we can draw attention to. A few years ago, there was this really amazing Cleveland clinic, ironically, public service announcement that was all over the TV, where they showed, and the internet, where somebody's coming into a hospital. I had all these people, the camera just followed people around. They're coming into the hospital, and then a little balloon would say, on their way to see father who just woke up from a coma. Or another person that follows in and they're in a walker, walking for the first time after knee surgery. And just on and on, coming in to say goodbye to dad for the last time. And it followed these people around and then ultimately said, if we only knew. And the idea was to cultivate more compassion and a deeper compassion, because we only see people so superficially. We don't know what their great worries are and challenges and concerns, and particularly in the health and medical environment. And I've thought about the same thing. And what if we only knew the incredible histories that people have, their incredible talents and skill sets, and and those things are brought to light occasionally, certainly in media stories, or we encounter somebody that that's just my, I don't know, I'm looking out the window, I see the mailman walking by. It's like, oh, that's just my mailman. He's a mailman and he's a good guy and whatever. But then we get shocked because we learn something more about this person. And, for example, my mailman happens to be an incredible bluegrass musician. And who knew? And I think we go around in our lives, except for the people we know really well, we don't recognize the, or we may not be aware of the incredible talents and skills that reside in each person. And even in actually the way I got into this was, I had a real comeuppance because it was somebody I didn't really think very highly of. That then I learned something amazing about them, and how maybe how some other people saw them. And so that, I'm sorry, I'm rambling around here, but I feel like there is a deep connection between this and just appreciative inquiry, which asks us to look at what's working. So if we are able to put on the mindset of looking at each human being with, wow, what's the possibility there? What might be work? And we may never know the exact gifts or many gifts or talents that these people brings, but if we keep that in mind, I think it brings a lot of personal peace, as opposed to the in the kind of polarized environment that we're in today. We're looking around at other people with suspicion and who they vote for, and what's their belief. And what if we were able to look out with people and say, wow, I wonder what their gifts and talents are.
Mm.
We may never know that, but even that mindset, I think it's certainly bringing a change about me. And so I just want to spread that idea and hear from other people. I haven't figured out how to make the blog interactive, but I hope other people will share their stories of that. So that's it.
It's a great story. Thanks.